What in God's name is going on in here?
52.
Doing it, Johnny?
You doing it?
Doing it.
Make it happen, dude. Episode 3.
3.
Let's do it.
Oh.
So I was looking back at some, you know how you can watch stuff on YouTube and it'll suggest the next video.
The rabbit hole, the YouTube rabbit hole.
My
Right?
God. Yeah, the YouTube rabbit hole. Well, one that I went down was going back and looking at SNL clips, and one like kept popping up after another, and I started watching it, and then I noticed. I mean, it's embarrassing to admit, but like 2 hours later, I was like, "Oh, I got to do something else." But I got to thinking about that, and I was like, "What, dude? What happened to SNL?"
You know, I remember I couldn't wait for Saturday night. You know,
Mhm.
you watch it. I watched that show.
Yeah,
I mean, I really watched that show. Looked forward to it.
Yep.
The musical guests, the comedy. I don't know why. To me, it really turned agenda driven, and I just got turned off from it. Really.
When did that switch happen though? I was trying to think about that. I was trying to think of like when did it go from like just being a banging show to like
And it was never about. It was never that it wasn't political
Yeah.
humor, because it was always political humor.
yeah.
You know, it just seemed a little less agenda driven and just more just funny, making fun of everybody.
I found in 2008 when it started locking up a little bit, because once the guy that's in office in 2008, once he got in there, you couldn't make fun of him no more. So you had to kind of stop doing that, because they made fun of Bush, Clinton, Reagan. You know, they made fun of everybody knew, Jimmy Carter, all them guys. They made fun of them. But when you got to 2008,
People
stopped.
woke up.
People
They got
woke up. People got that sleep out of their eyes, and they woke up, man. They're woke. So yeah, but 2008 is when it stopped, man. I think it's when things locked up. You couldn't make fun of yourself. You couldn't make fun of him. So like I said, I don't give a shit who's in the office. You know, left or right. I don't care who's in the office, but
Yeah.
you got to be able to make fun of everybody, dude. You got to make fun of anybody that's in that White House. You got to make fun of them. You know, I think Trump had the best
It makes
material,
you-
man.
It makes you want to watch it if they're making fun of everybody.
Yeah.
If they're just making fun of like one political side,
Yeah.
then you're gonna alienate your audience.
Yeah,
Well,
you know?
and they did. That's
Yeah.
why they suffered because of it. But
Mhm.
It feels so much worse now, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like starting at in 08,
08, yeah.
and then it's just like a snowball. You know, all the way to now. It's like it's obviously a left leaning show.
Yeah, and it's a shame, because it's there's a lot of talent came out of there, man. I mean,
a ton of talent.
ton of talent, dude. Like Chevy Chase was like one of my favorites in the old school. Chevy Chase, man, his falls. I mean, the way he fell down and shit was
Yeah.
hilarious. Even to this day, he's got like knee injuries and shit,
Yeah.
and back injuries from all those falls, you know, falling off of ladders and whatnot. But I thought he was one of my favorites. That's the old
That's
school, man.
old
You,
school.
you can go all the way back to season 1.
Mhm.
Richard Pryor.
Oh yeah,
The clip with I don't know. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if Richard Pryor was ever actually a cast member, but he was on in season 1.
So what are we talking about? 70s, maybe season
70s?
one.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
he's in the
70s. Oh
70s,
yeah.
And he there was the Exorcist 2 skit that they did was so funny because like they're like chanting to this girl that's possessed or whatever, and they're like, the bed must be on the floor, the bed must be on the floor, and then she drops the bed, and then he goes, the bed is on my foot.
yeah. I
You
do
know,
remember
I
that.
need to-
Richard
I need
Pryor.
to look on my phone. A couple of years ago, I downloaded an SNL app, and what it did is it cataloged a lot of the historic and famous funny clips. And I watched. I spent a lot of time on that app for a little bit, looking up old shows. I don't even know if it still works. I need to check that out. But a lot of old clips, a lot of good funny stuff that you still look up. I mean, we all have our favorite characters and skits that never get old, right?
Yeah.
Matt
There.
Foley.
Matt Foley.
Hey, Chris Farley, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
that
he
was-
that was his start, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. He was the van down by the river,
Van
man.
Down
That's
by
a
the River.
classic, man. That's a fucking classic
Hey,
bit, man.
Farley and Patrick Swayze. That's classic.
Chippendales.
Yeah,
Chippendales.
that's
yeah.
a classic.
Yep.
Classic.
really
skit
good
from
one.
there.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Also, another one that was good. You know what surprised me at his comedy sense and everything, and I didn't think he'd be funny, dude, was Justin Timberlake. When he did those little
Oh,
skits
my
about
God.
bring
The
it down to
box.
Burger Town or bring it down to Burger World or whatever the fuck,
Yeah.
whatever it was called.
They
Those
did
bits
the
are funny.
vegan version.
Yeah, he had the
He's
little
like, bring it
vegan.
on
Yeah,
down to vegan barrel.
yeah, he was a little tofu thing, and he was a burger. He was a hot dog. You know, I think he was a cup of
I'll
soup.
tell you what. That's when I became a fan of him. I've
Yeah.
never been a fan of his music. I'm still really not a fan of
Yeah.
his music. I'm not saying he's a bad singer. That's just not my
Style.
typical style of music. But he was funny on there.
Yeah, he was good.
Super
Man.
Really
funny.
funny.
He was very quick,
Really funny.
very witty.
I like. I remember Tim Meadows. Hello, welcome to the ladies, man. You remember that one?
Yeah.
He even got his own movie off that. He had a little spinoff, and that was another thing. They got a lot of spinoff movies, man, from that
Yep.
TV.
Just
Wayne's
from-
World,
yeah,
all that good.
Just
yeah.
from
Yeah.
skits.
Yeah.
Just
That's
from
where
skits.
the Night at the Roxbury
Mhm,
guys. That's where
mhm.
they started. Was SNL.
Yep, exactly. Those are good.
What church lady? What was that? Church
Oh,
chat?
Dana Carvey. Oh yeah. The
Isn't that special?
isn't that
Oh,
isn't
that's
that
right.
yeah.
Okay, I was trying to think. We were talking about Chris Farley. Do you remember the skit? It was Chris Farley dressed up as an old woman, and her husband, the old man, was
Mhm.
Adam Sandler,
Yeah.
What?
and it was like a review
Yeah.
show or something,
Yeah.
and she was going through this menu talking about this restaurant or
I'm
whatever.
almost remembering that.
It was the Zagat's.
Ah,
The
yeah,
Zagat's.
yeah.
The reviews, the review reviews of the Zagat's. And,
Yeah, the TV guide reviews,
Yeah.
is what it was, and they there was an interview with Adam Sandler, and he said that so much of what Chris did in that
Mhm.
in that skit was ad libbed. It
No
was
script, yeah.
It was improv. That's the word.
Yeah,
I'm looking for.
improv, yeah.
And there's one specific spot in that skit where you can see Chris, like he's like trying to make him laugh and break, and he doesn't break, and so without even saying anything, he just reaches over and like pets his leg. And he,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he like cowers away from him. It was just comedic genius.
yeah.
What happened early on in that show?
They were saying the behind the scenes thing was like what's that guy's name? Lorne Michaels. He would have them all like during that time with Chris Farley. They would have them come in, and they would at the beginning of the week they'd have everybody come in and bring in their ideas for skits and shit. And all the rest of the staff members would go crazy and try to find ideas and stuff. And they say Chris Farley would stumble in there, half drunk or all hammered, and they would use all his ideas because his ideas were the best. But it was just like people would get mad at him. The crew and the other rest of the team would get mad because he'd come in there on the last day and have some brilliant ideas, and they would run with all his shit on Saturdays.
It came too easy. So
It was just simple, yeah. He was just that good. I guess he was just that good with it. So
I know it used to be the opening monologue, and then that first commercial.
Oh, that's a whole segment right there,
Yeah.
just talking about
Yeah.
opening monologues.
Well,
Jeez.
the first commercial break always had the fake commercial in it.
Uh-huh.
yep.
Yeah.
That's what I look forward to. I look forward to the fake commercials.
Like they had mom jeans, and then they had when the older ones were when they said when things that are made out of oil in your home, and the shit starts breaking through the house. The lady's talking to the screen, is like the sink is made with oil. I mean, whatever. It's just things that are in their house that start breaking apart and all. It's just, dude, they don't make shit like that. They don't make the skits like that anymore, man. It's just it's very, like you said, it's just too serious now. It's not. They don't loosen up anymore, man.
You think about SNL and where it was early on and where it is now, and I feel like not all of it, because yes, obviously, I'd say 80% of it is, maybe 70% of it is the actors that are in the cast. There's another 20 or 30% that people don't realize that there's a room full of writers that are writing a lot of the stuff that these actors are, portraying or doing, the jokes that they're telling, all that kind of stuff. Some of the biggest name, people in comedy, you wouldn't even realize, started out as a writer for SNL, Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
Conan O'Brien,
he was awesome. He was great.
was
Oh,
a
yeah.
writer for SNL and early on. John
never
Mulaney.
knew
John
that.
Mulaney was another one. He,
Yeah.
he started out as a writer.
A lot of good comics that come out of there, and they were writers, and it's that show. I missed that show.
So the monologues,
Mhm.
it makes me think of the one that Louis C.K. had. I think it was his last time on. I don't remember how many times he's been on. It might have just been the only time he's on. But he made. If you know anything about Louis C.K.'s humor, I mean, he draws the line crosses that line, draws another one, crosses that one, and draws another line. I mean, that kind of thing. And he made so many jokes that nobody laughed at because they were just like, can we laugh at that? I don't even know if we can laugh at that, you know? And like pushing the envelope is something that, you know, that happened early on, even though the episode that I'm thinking of with Louis C.K. was, you know, I think it was late 2000s, maybe early, you know, 2010s, which was one of the last, you know, funny moments that I remember on the show. But you were talking about early on, Johnny, the musical guests that they would have on, you know?
Yeah.
And like one of the, you know, some of the earlier episodes was a lot more music. I mean, they'd have.
I remember G.E. Smith in the Saturday Night Live band. He was the band leader, guitar player.
Oh yeah, that guy. He's very animated. He's the guitarist, right? The
Yeah.
guitar guy.
I think
Yeah,
he's dead now. Something happened.
Yeah. I know one of the guitarists too. That's in. He's in the Hall and Oates. You'll see him. I don't know if that. You'll see him in the band of the Saturday Night Live band. You'll see him when they're coming out. The guest or the host is coming out. Yeah, he was one of the guitarists in Hall and Oates, and he's like I said, very animated guy. I don't know his name, but he's very. He stood out.
Speaking of musical guests, Madonna, she did the monologue. She took her clothes off, right? Didn't she?
Oh, I don't remember
I
that.
think she did. I think it's Madonna.
Really?
She went completely nude. But I mean, obviously, you didn't see that on your television.
Oh
but,
yeah,
but
for sure.
But you know that was the.
But like in the musical guest, okay, I was talking about the rabbit hole, right? One of the videos that popped up was when Ashley Simpson got caught lip syncing.
Yeah, that was awesome, dude.
And then she didn't know what to do, so she did the hoedown dance.
Yeah, she did a hoedown,
and then just like walked off the stage.
Yeah,
was,
there's actually a song by a band called Neurosonic, and they're not anybody, but they actually wrote a song about Ashley Simpson forgetting the words to her song. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
She was. She should have kept her nose. She should have kept her old nose. She looked better when she had a bigger nose. She was better. She had more character. She chopped that nose up and it switched her all
She
up.
did?
Yeah, she had a big nose. She got a nose job.
Ashley Simpson?
Yeah.
She went away, didn't she?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
She went away.
Oh yeah. Big time. Quick.
I feel like it kind of corresponded around the same time as when she got caught lip syncing, and then when she came back on at the end of the show, she blamed the band. She was like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, the band started playing the wrong song and all this kind of stuff.
Like, come on.
And I'm thinking, hey, if 6 people are doing the same thing and you're not, it's probably not the band.
Probably you. It's probably you.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Yeah. Milli Vanilli, man. Another great lip singers, man. Those are guys.
Milli
Awesome.
Vanilli.
It's sad, man. That group never got their due, man. It was 2 older dudes and like 2 I think two older guys and a black lady. They were doing the songs and stuff.
Blame it on the rain.
Blame it on the rain, man. That was a good band. I mean, that was a good group.
Song. I like that song.
Too bad it wasn't real, man. Too bad they weren't real.
Hey, they came on the scene. They had hits. Those cats were going to talk shows, everything, and they weren't even the guys singing the song.
No. And then later, the more light skinned guy killed himself. I think he committed suicide. I think.
Dang, dude,
light skinned one.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Wasn't there a thing about how the actual artists were afraid that they weren't going to make it or something like that?
Yeah, they didn't fit the good look. They didn't look good. Yeah. They didn't have the look for it. They didn't have the.
Yeah, so they found these 2 guys, the long dreads.
Oh yeah,
the look. Yeah, that's crazy.
They were more made for radio voice. I mean, they had radio faces, huh?
I mean,
the real group, the original group.
It's kind of like a Ponzi scheme. That thing's going to come apart sometime, right? Everyone's going to know sometime, right? How do you tour?
I mean,
Oh yeah, right.
It's just like Wizard of Oz. There's a guy behind the curtain back there.
There's just a perpetual curtain. That's all there is. Yeah. But hey, I don't want to get off of SNL without talking about the Blue Oyster Cult skit, the More Cowbell with with
Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell
and
who is the
Christopher Walken.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Christopher Walken.
Yeah, Christopher Walken.
He said I put my pants on the same way as everybody else, 2 legs at a time.
2 legs at a time.
One leg at a time.
Hey,
when I do, I make gold records.
Christopher Walken's a scary dude.
Oh yeah,
right.
He's got a presence, man.
Hey, do you know he maybe killed somebody? You know that,
he
right?
probably killed somebody.
No,
No, I know the story.
The deal with
And
the
he
boat.
probably
Robert
killed somebody.
Wagner.
He at least knows who did.
3 people go out on the boat.
He at least knows he did.
Two people come back, and those two people say, we don't know what happened.
Hey, let's be honest, though. It's Robert Wagner.
Because Christopher Walken, is he the jealous boyfriend? And Christopher Walken moved in on his lady out. What's the lady's name? Natalie Wood. Natalie Wood.
Yeah.
Beautiful lady.
Yeah.
That's an interesting story.
Robert Wagner killed her. I mean, I'm no detective, but Robert Wagner killed her.
And it's funny. They both of those guys went on to have successful careers. This lady died on their boat. Somebody killed her.
Dude.
It's just like, well, I don't know.
Isn't it crazy how fast they moved from it, though? It was just like, it was kind of swept under the rug, and they just kind of moved on. And
I've watched a couple specials about it, the true crime stuff, but they were partying, the just from the shows I've seen, Christopher Walken was coming off of, that was in around the deer hunter age. He was a young dude coming on the scene. Women liked him, so he's out there hanging out with Robert Wagner, and I don't know if that was his wife or girlfriend, but either way, they were together. And
one thing led to another. And then another thing led to another.
She accidentally, on purpose, fell off of the boat. Right?
There's some pretty cool documentaries. I don't want to say pretty cool. It's about her dying, but there's a one, I think it's on Hulu, where it goes through that whole story, and they talk about the potential witnesses, and every time they talked about Christopher Walken just answered like, I don't know anything.
I would say that anybody that listens to us that really wants to see something interesting, watch a documentary on that, or look that up, read about that a little bit. It's pretty it's interesting.
Definitely an interesting
unsolved
story.
mystery. So.
Definitely an interesting story. Did you guys watch In Living Color?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh yeah.
I have to be honest. I watched it after the fact. I was a little young for it when it first came out. But going back and watching how that kickstarted Jim Carrey's career, and so many times SNL reached out and was like, "Hey, we want you to be on cast here," and he was like, "No, In Living Color is where I belong." And I mean, you talk about standout, obviously,
right?
You know what I mean? But
yeah,
awesome characters.
Yeah, man. The one that sticks out for me for that show, Limited Color, was Damon Wayans coming out of that Homie the Clown.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those were classic bits, man.
We don't play.
The one that was a
we don't
sad.
Play that.
Mad TV was a sad representation of Saturday Night Live. It really was. The only thing that was out of that came out was the lady that ate. No, she wasn't Asian. The lady that did. I can't remember. She looked like an Asian lady. She was on. Her catchphrase was, "He looked like a man." She looked like an Asian chick. She was an older lady. Anyway, that was a big thing on Mad TV, and then there was also Bobby Lee was on Mad TV.
Oh, I didn't know Bobby Lee was on Mad TV.
What was Mad TV?
Brian Callen was on Mad TV. Yeah, there he is. He looked like a man. Yep, there you go.
What was Mad TV on?
Fox.
Fox.
It was Fox. Yeah, that was their answer to Saturday Night Live.
It was Fox's version of
Saturday Night Live. It wasn't as it didn't catch on. It had its moments, but it didn't catch on. I also had that guy. Look what I can do. That kid, that little white, that dude. Yeah, Stewart.
Man, I did not know that Bobby Lee was on.
That's where he got his start. He said when he started doing that, he was working at I forgot. He worked at the mall or something like that, and then he did that in the day. At night, he did Mad TV, but he had to work. He worked at the mall and whatnot.
Man, it's, if your television show is your second job, then not that big of a show.
No,
right?
not yet. Yeah, but he ended up blowing up, man. He ended up having a good career. Man. He had a good career, comedic career. But yeah, man, Mad TV was the shit. It was for a little bit. It was.
Was he a stand-up comedian before Mad TV, or did that like sort of boost his stand-up career?
Kind of boosted his stand-up. Yeah,
Okay.
kind of boosted his stand-up. But yeah, even Brian Callen came from there. The gym teacher on the Goldbergs. That's where he came from too. Mad TV.
I missed Mad TV then. Didn't watch it.
Not a lot of people did.
Apparently not. Yep.
Yeah.
Mark me down in the category that got it canceled.
Yep.
Yeah.
Apparently not, man.
How many seasons? Angel, look up how many seasons Mad TV did. 90, 95?
14.
14 seasons.
Wow. 14.
Yeah, you could have fooled me. I'd have lost.
Hey.
Hey, like you said the other day, I'd have lost every bet.
Hey, I lost 14 years apparently.
Hey. 14 seasons, man. Wow.
Oh well. I don't feel like I missed out. What was
Yeah,
that
that's
doing?
crazy. So that it makes me think. Johnny. You were talking about you kind of looking forward to watching Saturday Night Live. Staying up, whatever. When you were a kid, did you have a bedtime? And if you did, what time was it?
I guess it was probably around when I was a kid, about 10:30 after the news, the 10 o'clock news. That was we didn't have video games when I was a really little kid. We didn't
Yeah.
have video game systems to just stay up all night with. So it was like after that, you'd watch a little late night television. My brother and I, we shared a room and we had a little black and white
Yeah.
television, and we'd sit there and tune in something and sit there and watch it until, I don't know, midnight or so and go to sleep when I was a little kid.
You had to go to bed though.
Yeah,
Quote unquote.
yeah.
You had to go to bed at 10:30.
Get in bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Using rabbit ears, huh? Catch up with every channel you pick up.
Yeah.
Using rabbit ears.
You'd move the antenna with your hand,
Yeah.
and it pick up good because you are the antenna. Then you take your hand.
Put that
off.
foil on there, dude. You put that foil, you get some shit. You get some shit from outer space and shit. You put that foil on there.
What about you, Keith? You had a bedtime when you
Oh,
were a kid?
I was pretty. I had shitty parents, so I had free range to do whatever the hell I wanted to do. So my parents didn't give a shit. So, I was in there when I was a kid. When I was growing up, we had HBO. That's what HBO just had came out. You had MTV.
Oh, that's right.
But
You were watching stand-ups.
Oh, yeah,
at
yeah.
9.
Yeah, and then so what you did too, another thing you did, me and my friends when we were kids growing up, you stay up late and you try to get that nudie channel. You go back and forth. You try to go back and forth and you get that TV, you get that screen flopping up and you get that screen going up and down. You try to catch it just right so you can get that nipple or get that piece of hair or something like that. So
Oh man,
you had to get that nip. You get that nip. But you had to go back and forth with the channel. You had to go back and forth to see, so the screen would stick, because it's going up and down when you're going back. You had to get it to it freeze. But that's that was me. That was me as a kid. So I stayed up as long as I wanted to, man.
Oh
And,
man, you
and
had
I was-
all the stuff.
dude. I had Dr. Pepper and I didn't go to sleep, dude. That's why I ain't got no teeth now, dude. Dr. Pepper ate my shit up, dude. Like that was my thing, man.
I had to go to bed. Go to bed at a bedtime at 9 o'clock, and that just meant that I had to find ways to entertain myself.
Did you have a TV in your room or not?
I did when I was older. I didn't when I was younger though. But
Cable?
no, I didn't have cable.
Oof.
No, I didn't have cable. I wasn't rich, but
See, once
No, I was. We lived in the city. The city they gave you free cable when you buy your apartment. You get that furnished apartment, and then they give you that free cable. So
that's true.
I had that free shit.
once Nintendo came out, the original Nintendo.
Oh, yeah.
that was a game changer. I was
Mm-hmm.
always trying to play. And let me tell you my story on Nintendo. McDonald's. You remember McDonald's? They would always have the Monopoly
Oh,
certain
dude,
times of the year.
Yeah,
gotta watch that documentary.
dude. Okay, sorry.
No,
I
go ahead. No,
don't
go ahead.
want
No,
to interrupt your story, but that's
No,
fine.
no, no,
Yeah,
yeah.
go
So
ahead.
as a kid, I wanted a Nintendo.
Yeah.
I wanted one. And, they were a lot of money. I won the Monopoly, get $200 for pass and go
What?
Really?
on the Monopoly
No shit.
game at McDonald's.
And you bought a
And I
Nintendo?
bought a Nintendo.
Wow.
Damn, dude.
My first games were Kung Fu, Excite Bike, and of course it came with the Duck Hunt and the gun.
Hey, Ronald hooked you up,
And
huh?
How long to get that check, man? That $200 check. How long did it take?
I don't remember. You had to send it off,
Mhm.
and you got your check back, and I went to I think Walmart. I think it was. I thought it couldn't get any better.
Yeah, that's winning the lottery for a
It
kid.
couldn't get any better. I had a Nintendo, and it was after that. It's on. Up,
You get
down,
that
left,
gun-
right, A start. I
Hey.
had all the cheat codes, everything.
You get that gun playing Duck Hunt, but then you realize the sensor's a little bit off, and so you have to shoot like bottom to the left or whatever to try to kill the.
Back into the left. back into the flesh like
Yeah,
JFK.
yeah, Nintendo.
And then you had that shitty ass friend that would come over and he put this gun to the screen and shit right on the screen. Like,
Yeah, like, what
get
are you
out of here,
doing?
dude? Get out, go home, dude. Like I sent him home, dude.
Your score doesn't count. That's
worst,
all I'm gonna say.
worst friend ever, dude. Fuck, screw that
I
guy.
still have that Nintendo.
Do you really?
I still own it. Yeah,
The exact one.
the exact one.
You brought it up here, huh? You brought it up
Yes,
here one night.
yes,
Yeah,
brought
we're
it
hanging
up,
out
brought it
playing
up.
video games. Yeah,
And you got to blow on the games.
Oh,
dude, that was a sin, dude. That was a sin, man. That was a sin. You had to clean that sucker with alcohol, man.
You push the cartridge in just a little
Into
bit,
the left.
and then you press it down on the frame of the game system and pop it in.
Put a pencil
You
on
know,
it.
make it go. Yeah.
Put a pencil in there.
Yeah, everybody had a trick, right? No, you
Oh,
got to
for
do it
sure.
this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody's trick is different. Yeah.
No, dude, I remember those cereal when you did the cereal box like that. You had to send in proof of purchase. You had to
Mhm.
send like, 2 or 3
Box
things
tops.
and send them into the mail and shit.
Yeah.
I never got nothing back, dude. They never sent me shit. So I was surprised you got your $200 from.
Hey, I did. I got
McDonald's
the
from
$200
Ronald.
from McDonald's. Used to get that little map and play that, get the stamps and do that. And
Scam, dude. It was
you
a scam.
people would say it was a scam, but I won.
Yeah.
I'm telling
Okay.
you, I won.
The small prizes were not a scam. Keith,
The big one.
those big prizes,
$1 million.
100% were a scam.
$1
There's a whole
million.
documentary about
there
it.
really?
You
Yeah.
gotta
didn't
watch
know
it, dude.
that.
You
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
watch it. Gotta watch it, man.
It is.
You gotta watch it, dude. It's
What?
good stuff.
It's actually a really good
Yeah.
documentary
It's
too.
like a 6-part season. I don't know. I'm sure how
Yeah.
long it is, but it's worth the watch. You gotta watch it, man. It's worth the watch, man.
McMillions. That's
Yeah,
what it's
there was
called.
McMillions. Yep,
I still have my McTendo.
McTindo. Oh yeah, that McMario.
McTindo.
Yeah, McMario.
That's
Nah,
good.
dude, that's good stuff, man. No, I love that shit, man. Being a kid, man.
Nintendo. Did you have a Keith? Did you have a Nintendo?
Yeah, I had the Nintendo. Again, so I didn't have money. So back in the day, what we had to do, you could go to Blockbuster and you could rent the Nintendo. They give you in a suitcase. They give you the Nintendo in a suitcase. You could rent it for like
I know exactly what
20,
you're talking about.
it'd be like $20 for the weekend or $25 for the weekend. They give you the Nintendo in a suitcase. You get the whole thing, but you only had to bring it back Sunday before 6. You had to bring the game back. So I was broke, so that's what I had to do. Crush cans and get that money, man.
That's right.
Yeah, we would rent the games. I remember renting.
Oh, yeah,
games,
renting-
renting
oh, yeah.
games for the
Yeah.
weekend. Your friend comes over to spend the night, and you go rent a game.
You just try to beat it over the weekend.
Rent a game, and you just go out, zone out on that game,
Yep.
right? And cheat codes were something because the internet we forget the internet wasn't there. You couldn't just look up the cheat code. If
True.
someone gave you a cheat code,
It was gold.
man, look around. Hey, man, this is a secret right now,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it was
It
gold.
was gold to get a cheat code on a game.
It was written down on notebook paper,
Yeah.
pencil.
Hey, you know what I liked about renting
Spirit.
games the most? Your parents would let you play longer because
They spent the
you
money.
spent the money on the game.
Get your
And
money
you're like, hey, I'm just trying to. All I'm trying to do is beat it before we take it back. They're like, all right,
Here's
all right.
some no-dose, son. Get your money's worth out of that game.
I bet you.
Drink that coffee.
I bet
You
you.
try to go to sleep, and they're like,
I bet you Johnny was the worst. It was fucking terrible on Excitebike. You made the most trickiest fucking.
Oh man,
Yeah, you did.
that
the most
game,
trickiest
I would-
jumps and shit.
Yeah,
I love that
killer
game.
though, huh?
You had to pull back, man. You had to pull that little dude back, pull him back, man.
Such
so he
a
lands
good
soft.
game.
Yeah.
Still fun.
Yeah, it's still fun to this day, man. Hell yeah.
So, video games took over. They took over. Everybody's toy became the video game, right? And to this day,
starting with Atari.
you
I had
know,
an Atari too.
now
Mhm.
kids aren't as much into toys as they were into games,
That's
right?
why Toys R Us went down,
So-
man.
What about you guys? What was favorite that you had growing up?
Oh man, I mean, it's hard to beat the games. I think we need to just like set aside the games.
So you have to set aside the game system because I'm
Because
going to tell you, for me, it was the slot car track. If we had a slot car track right here on this table right now,
Yeah.
we could go at it.
Mhm.
Just pulling
Hey,
that.
did
You
you
know
ever?
about the electric ones? The
Yeah,
electric
yes.
ones?
Yeah,
The gun?
yeah, the little
looking-
gun.
Yeah, yeah.
And you control the
Oh, yeah.
car.
Hey,
Oh, hey.
did you ever try to build a track over the couch?
Hey, all I had was a little figure
Hey.
8 and a little more. That Sears catalog track that kid's playing with in the
He's full of
Sears
shit.
catalog that looks like it loops around everything 8 times. I wanted that.
Hey, you know what I
wanted that
always
track.
did? I did burnouts. Like you hold them down, you hold the car down, you get the little
I know,
burnout going,
I
dude. That's what I
know.
did. I always fucked up the little
Hey,
tires on them.
Hey,
You can still remember.
Keith's car stops working, and he's like, I don't know why it's not working. I don't know.
Burnouts, man. Burnouts, man.
I bet if you think about it, you can still remember the smell that electric motor made. When,
Yeah. After you play for too many hours,
Yeah.
you can smell the
The
electric,
heat
in the
of that
air.
little-
Yeah.
Smells like burnt wire.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah.
It's just like electric sex. Like when what's name was touching
Hey.
that lamp, that leg lamp.
We need
It was a good smell though, huh?
that leg lamp
That leg lamp.
for Jilly.
Yeah. For,
That
leg lamp.
Hey,
No,
I
dude, I miss
think
those.
we
I
need
miss
to go
those.
on a mission and find a slot car track.
Dude, we gotta do that.
We need
We
that.
gotta do that, man. We need to do that.
Yeah.
Set it up in
Yeah,
here,
man.
and
Track.
while we're doing the podcast, play
Go at it.
race while we're fucking on
yeah.
the podcast here, man.
Yeah.
Ah, dude. Hey,
It'd be fun.
Later on, after they had been out for a while, there was one. I didn't have this, but my friend had it, and every time I went over, that's all I wanted to play with. But my friend had one. It was a slot car,
Mhm.
but it would ramp and it would land in like just like a plastic funnel thing, and
Oh,
that
yeah.
funnel would put it back on the track, and so you could like literally ramp through the air and then go into this little funnel thing that would put it back on the track.
That's that X game
Take it
shit.
around.
That's that X
Yeah,
game
that's
shit.
just
That's
rich
cool
friend.
though.
That's a rich friend.
Yeah, that's
He
a
had the
good
cool
friend.
one.
I had a rich friend. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had a rich friend.
I always liked that stuff, and any kind of
Mhm.
self-propelled, the little electric
Yeah.
cars and stuff. That was my thing.
The little pullback cars. Where
Anything
it would
like
wind
that.
up and you let it go and it's.
The-
Keith, what about you? What was
Oh,
a
shit, man?
childhood toy?
Childhood toy for me, dude. I was a nerd and artist, so I loved the Play-Doh. Play-Doh. I would take the Play-Doh and
yeah.
sculpt. I'd sculpt the cat, the dog, whatever. That was my thing, man. I would
For about a
I
week
would, I would get
until it
lost.
gets hair?
I'd get lost, man. I'd go in my room and get lost with that Play-Doh, and that was my thing, man. I loved it. I was simple, man. I was a simple guy, and I was simpleton. I was, simple Jack.
A month
I
into
went
it, you
too
find
far,
like
yeah.
a Skittle in there. Or
I was
something.
simple Jack, dude. You could entertain me with anything, dude. Hot Wheels, dude. Hot Wheels was my thing, man. I loved
Yeah.
Hot Wheels. I'd make a street and whatnot, and that was my thing, man. I loved Hot Wheels. I was very simple, man. I was a simple kid, man.
I feel the same way. For me, it was the little plastic army men or whatever. You just like set up everywhere and like set up this whole thing. And then those aren't the people that won the war that I set up, by the way. It was the Ninja Turtle that I brought in. I just like knocked over all of the whatever. I was
secret
like,
weapons.
You gotta have that guy that had the that dude never worked. The guy that had the little parachute. That guy never worked,
dude,
man.
Yeah, he never did.
He never
anything.
worked. He didn't.
Well,
Never.
I had, speaking of Ninja Turtles and the collectional deal, I was a big Masters of the Universe
Yeah.
collector. I had,
He-Man.
yeah, I was into
He-Man.
that.
Skeletor was
and
the
all that
shit.
stuff.
Skeletor was amazing.
Yeah.
Were you guys into Ninja Turtles or was that a little after you?
No, that was
No, I
after
wasn't.
me. That was
I was
after
into
me.
it though. Yeah.
You were into it?
Oh yeah, I was into it.
I had the if you're listening to this and you had this, then comment below. I want to know if you had this, but I was lucky, dude. I did not come from money, but I will tell you this. I lucked my way into one Christmas getting the Ninja Turtle
The
van
van.
that had it would shoot the pizzas out of
Oh,
the
yeah.
front of it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude,
Oh, yeah.
I lost those pizzas in 5 minutes,
yeah.
but
Oh,
it
yeah.
was fun while it lasted.
Hey,
for
but
sure.
that was back when toys had really cool chokeable pieces.
Oh yeah.
Right?
You could choke.
You could choke on
It was
anything.
okay.
You could choke.
And it was all right.
Yeah.
It was okay to choke up.
The little gun that shot the plastic discs that would put an eye out, or you could
Oh,
choke
yeah.
on it.
That
Those
was
were
another
good.
one of my favorite toys, man. I was literally gonna say it's either that or like any sort of like Nerf toy
Oh,
that
yeah.
would shoot anything, or the little like the little foam
Yeah.
discs.
No,
Hey.
not the foam disc. I'm talking
You know
about
my favorite-
plastic discs. They
you
were
know-
about the size of a quarter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
They would stack up.
Yes,
and you could
yes.
shoot them out. Yeah, I know
Yes.
exactly what you're talking about.
You know, we talking about a kid, smells and stuff when you were a kid. My favorite smells from them pop guns. When it would pop, that
Yeah,
smell from
dude.
that pop gun,
Cap
dude.
gun,
was
yeah, yeah.
The cap gun. Those were my favorite smells.
That
Had that
smell,
strip had that little strip of
yes,
pop on it.
smelled
Hey,
good.
how real did that gun look too?
Felt good.
It was metal.
Hey, no,
It didn't have that orange tip.
No
It
orange
didn't have that
tip.
orange tip, man.
Hey, you said it felt good.
It felt good to pop it off, man.
You could rob a bank with our cap
yeah.
guns back
Yeah.
then.
Oh, you absolutely could.
Mhm.
You absolutely could. Even like BB guns or pellet guns, you'd come out. It wouldn't have the little safety orange
No.
thing at the
No,
end.
hell
or
no.
whatever. It was just a black gun,
No, it was
metal,
gun.
a metal
Or that-
black gun.
Hey,
Six-shooter.
son, here's a gun.
6-shooter.
Hey, do you remember it came in tubes, and it was a plastic material, and it came with a little straw. and
Oh,
you
dude, you
blow
get high on
bubbles
them
with
things,
it.
dude. You get high.
It smelled. I can
Oh,
remember
yeah.
that smell.
Oh yeah, it was like
Who decided? Let's take this chemical that smells like
Blow
this,
some
put it
bubbles
in a
up.
tube, and let kids blow bubbles with it. You remember that,
what
right?
was the point of it, dude? Just to it was just to blow a little bubble like that. But yeah, it had that
Yeah.
little. It looked like a little toothpaste tube. Yeah, that's it, man.
Magic
Plastic,
plastic
yeah,
bubbles.
Dude, that
Plastic
thing was
bubbles.
strong. It stunk, dude. It was like oil based,
But
or
it
it was
smelled
like
good. It smelled good.
Yeah, it was high grade stuff, man.
Yeah,
High grade stuff.
Yeah.
High grade stuff, man. But yeah, those are.
you'd get high as a kid, not even know you were high.
Hey,
dude,
so
simple.
you were an
pleasures.
artist. So do you remember Shrinky Dinks?
Yeah, Shrinky Dinks.
I never could.
Yeah.
They weren't any good for me. I couldn't draw good. But,
Mhm.
the whole deal was you had this sheet of paper
Mhm.
and you would draw
Mhm.
and then you put it in the oven, and it makes a miniature,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Your drawing is very detailed
Yeah.
after that.
I miss those simpler times, man. They don't have that now. It's
I don't think any of that exists anymore.
no,
Maybe it does.
Maybe it does. I don't know. But like I said, that's why it's it was sad to see like Toys R Us close up. That was a sad time for me to see those things, those stores, because you go into Toys R Us, your parents will give you
Overload.
$20,
Yeah.
and you blow it in 2 seconds. You blow $20, man, at Toys R Us, man.
And in those 2 seconds, you see 50 things you would buy for $20.
Yeah.
Yeah, Legos were expensive as shit, dude. Legos were awesome,
man.
but they were expensive.
Yeah, that's another thing. I like the Legos, but except for I only had like the starter pack or whatever. So I would make like a brick wall, and I'd be like, all right, this is the.
That's it.
I'd make the brick wall, and then I'd take the army men, and I'd put them like next to the brick wall or something.
Trumping it up early, man. Trumping it up early, dude. That was good though.
Building the wall.
Hey, that wall, man. I miss that. I miss that stuff, man. I miss those smells, man. Like that. Did you ever have that candy that was in that tube? It was like Jolly Rancher flavor, but it was in a tube, and you squeeze it, and it was my favorite candy, man.
I think they still make that.
It was like
still
gel
make that.
candy.
like a gel, yeah, like
Gel
a gel
candy. Yeah.
I miss that, dude.
It's like a fun dip.
I was just going to say.
Fun dip. It came with the stick.
Mm-hmm.
You lick the stick, stick it into the.
This is going to make me weird, and hopefully, if you're listening to this, you did the same thing, so I'm not on my own. I would eat the stick before I'd finish all of the powder.
The stick was good. It was plain, right? But it was good.
Yeah, it was just like a plain like sugar stick or whatever.
Chalky.
And I would just be like,
Yeah. And then what do I do with all this powder?
I guess I'm making Kool-Aid.
Use that finger. You know how that finger works. Yeah, man.
That's
Not
so
it.
funny, man.
There's all the old candies, man.
There's so many toys. I mean, just from growing up or whatever, and like you toys that you didn't want to admit that you still played with, like even after you're a certain age or whatever. But my little brother had a it was like do you remember the old school Stretch Armstrong?
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those, but it was for like a newer wrestler. I don't remember what wrestler it was, but we used to take it and stretch it and make it something that people would trip on,
Nice.
or whatever, like across the thing until it wouldn't go back, and so he just like had floppy arms.
Floppy.
My brother got so mad.
Well,
Floppy.
it's like we had these things that we thought were great, right? Walkie-talkies. I had a pair of walkie-talkies.
Oh my God, dude.
You give a pair of walkie-talkies to a kid now, he looks at you like you're stupid while he's holding his iPhone 11,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
right?
You don't need them
kid.
walkie-talkies,
You
man.
need a walkie-talkie.
It has only a short distance, man.
Walkie-talkies would change how you played outside, though, huh?
It did. It was like and then you could get your walkie-talkie and tape the talk to speak button,
Yeah.
and go hide it in a room, and you play spy. You got you got that room bugged in there, man. Don't let them talk about me. I can hear it now.
Johnny was kid level 10, dude.
Yeah, he was always waiting on the conspiracy shit to happen, dude. He was always somebody was out to get him and shit, dude.
But
Somebody was gonna
it's
get him.
crazy now. You see little kids walk around. They're full blown
Oh yeah,
iPhones. They don't
Yeah.
care about that
I
stuff.
don't care about none of that shit.
They don't even know what walkie-talkies are.
No.
They don't. They don't even know what. You walk up to a group of teenagers today. Now, I'm not even gonna say like little kids. I mean teenagers. You walk up to a group of teenagers today and tell them, "I'll give you $100 if you can tell me how to make a mixtape." First of all, they won't even know what a mixtape is.
They give you the Spotify list and shit.
Yeah.
They give
They
you
will have no idea.
Yeah.
They don't know what it was like to sit there listening to the radio, waiting by the recorder, and then just going, "Oh well, I missed the first 5 seconds of that song."
Or
Get the commercial.
to get so mad, the DJ's blabbing over the
song.
the intro.
Ruining
Right?
it.
And that's your song, man. That's your song. They would have no idea. They'd have no idea how to make that.
Yeah, making the mixtape. And then I remember I got my first stereo that had dual deck.
Oh yeah.
I could dubbing.
Hey,
And then it had high speed dubbing.
hey, but if you could dub, if you had a double deck like that, if you had friends that had certain tapes or whatever, you didn't have to. There was no DJ. You didn't have to wait on the DJ
That's
to
right.
stop talking.
You could make a high quality mixtape. I was a tape guy. I held on to tapes even when CDs came out. I didn't want to go CD.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Use that pencil to rewind it.
Yes.
Fix it. Use that pencil to fix it, man.
Invested.
Hey,
Use that pencil.
it's funny looking back on it though. Tapes and CDs. combined
Mhm.
really didn't last very long.
CD, you scratch it once, it's gonna repeat. You know, it's gonna be a shit show.
And they
CDs lasted 20 years, maybe?
a lot to start with. They skipped a lot.
Oh yeah, bumpy
Yeah.
roads.
Yeah.
CD players weren't worth the shit. Yeah.
Cars don't even have
They don't have that option no
players
more.
or anything.
Bluetooth.
anymore.
That's all they got now is Bluetooth, man.
Man,
My truck doesn't even have a CD player in it.
vinyl is coming back though, right? For
Mm-hmm.
nostalgia reasons.
Oh yeah, it's coming back ironically. I mean, there's a lot of people that will buy, record players now and go to like full on record stores that are reopening, and they're buying it for like collector items as collector items and stuff like that. And there's a lot of albums that, depending on the album artwork,
Oh, yeah.
the
Oh, yeah.
album artwork's
Yeah.
worth a lot.
Oh
Just to
yeah,
have that album
like,
art.
So my brother had a Iron Maiden album, Number of the Beast, I think was the name of the album, and it had a little section on it. You could play it backwards.
it's good stuff.
Yeah, so you take the
Beatles had that too.
take
huh?
the little belt off the player and run it backwards, and it said something. I don't remember what
Yeah.
it said. It was something.
I missed that. I missed the demon. I missed the.
Hey, we talked about toys and stuff, but what'd y'all do? What'd you do to like play outside or whatever, like with your friends? Did you ever play any games or?
I lived in the country.
Yeah.
So I didn't live in a neighborhood. So for that reason, I never was and we didn't have baseball at my school. So I never was a little league guy because I always thought how cool it was, the movie Sandlot where the neighborhood kids get together and play
Great
ball
movie.
and everything.
Mhm.
I never had that. I never had paved streets in a neighborhood to ride our bike. We rode down a dirt road and
Nobody ever told you played ball like a girl.
no one ever said that. Yeah.
I got punched in the mouth, huh?
Yeah. So we rode our bike
Push-ups in.
and hung out outside and went fishing.
That's cool.
Across a pasture to a different pond to go fish. That was our big adventures.
It's usually like outdoorsy stuff.
Yeah.
And that's cool. But the thing is, you had siblings, so that was a cool shit, man. Like I said, I was the only child, so I lived in apartments growing up. Being a poor kid, you grew up in apartments, so you got to play kickball. You grew up fast. You play kickball. You play, of course, you played hide and seek, and then you also played. There was another game. It's probably not PC to say this, but back in the day, we used to call it Smear the Queer. Smear the Queer, man.
used to
It's
say
like rugby. It's like rugby. It's like you throw it up, everybody a man for himself. You run for a touchdown. They had a designated area where you run for a touchdown.
They still call it that.
I thought they called it something else. I thought they called it. I figured it by now they would have switched it, but Smear the Queer was a shit, man.
I heard a kid say it literally just the other day.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, at least they're keeping it. At least they're still
Keep it real, right?
keeping traditions going.
Man, we broke so many bones.
So,
But like we had a trampoline and we double bounced people off the trampoline. It was so dangerous.
oh, dude, that's good
So
times though,
dangerous.
man. Did you live in the city or the train?
No, I lived in the country.
Country,
man.
too?
It was
Okay.
I lived on 2 acres.
Mhm.
So there we had a full acre of woods
Nice.
back behind our house, and we made trails through there. I mean, we did so much dangerous stuff, dude. We made trails back there. We dug pits.
Mhm.
And we dug pits and we put like sharp stuff at the bottom of it, trying to make traps or whatever. We could have totally killed ourselves.
Well-
we made a zip line.
I remember being a kid, if you lived with woods around, you built a fort, right?
Mhm.
Built a little hut. That was a fun summer project at some point as a kid. If you didn't do that, I feel sorry for you if you didn't do that because that was
We made a
that was a
fort.
big deal.
We made a fort. We took some branches and sort of built like walls with these branches. And our neighbor would spend. He was retired, so I mean, he'd spend all day every day because he had nothing but pine trees everywhere. So he spent all day every day raking up pine straw. And so there's like massive piles of pine straw, and we would cover the fort in pine straw. And we were kids. I mean, we were stupid, but like we decided, hey, let's build a campfire inside our fort.
Them
Get-
dry
get-
pine needles, huh?
Hey, guess if it burned down or not. Oh yeah, you're right. It did.
Hey, naked and afraid.
Because listen, let's be honest. In our mind, when we were kids, we were building a huge
Oh, yeah.
structure.
It's a mansion.
Oh yeah.
It was 3x3 or 3x5, probably. Really, I mean, if we could go back and look at it, in our mind, it was
3x5 is generous.
yeah.
but
in
yeah,
our mind, it was.
You know what we need to do? Because I didn't get to do this.
we need to
as a
build
kid.
one.
No, treehouse. We need to do a treehouse.
Because if you said
Build
build
a
a
house.
fort, if you said build a fort, let's pause right now and
Hey,
I
go.
will end this
Treehouse,
podcast
dude.
right now and go build a fort.
I want to do a treehouse, man, where you got the ladder you throw down to your friend. He has to
Yeah,
climb up. I
dude.
think we should do that, man, on a bigger scale. You know, we should
Just
do
a
that.
grand scale treehouse.
Treehouse, man.
Dude, a
Put
trap door
TV
that
in
would
there and
cover
shit.
up the hole for the ladder.
Oh yeah, dude.
Pole to slide down for quick exit.
Wi-Fi up there and all that good shit, man. We need to do it, man.
Running
Barbecue pit.
water.
Dude,
A
hey,
pizza maker.
5 minutes in that bitch, my fat ass would have that thing on the ground easily. I'd break my other foot.
Pizza maker. Dude, we got to break out that pizza maker, man. I'm looking forward
Hey,
to that, man.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to
still
that. Make your own pie.
Still perfecting it.
Hey, it's a pie when it goes in. As soon as it goes in, it's a pie, man. It goes in. It's a pizza when it goes in. That's a pie.
We're doing it.
Hey, we talked about before. We talked about you were sharing that story about the billionaire thing.
Yeah.
We talked about Elon Musk and who's the guy that owns Amazon? I can't remember. Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos.
What about Bezos?
Yeah.
Did you see that Elon Musk now is like the majority shareholder of Twitter?
Okay, so
Mhm.
Elon, I actually had a conversation about Elon today because, Starlink, you know what Starlink is, right? It's internet for people like me that still live out in the
Yeah.
sticks.
It's his satellite system.
Yeah, I put a deposit down on that over a year and a half ago.
Oh, with the
Yeah.
thing.
I
Like
feel like Elon is getting sidetracked on me right now.
Hey,
I
forgot
get
about
this
you.
guy.
He's got about 7 different things going
I
on.
sent him an email. He just hasn't returned my email. What's going on?
Yeah.
He might be a little too big time for you,
No,
John.
seriously, I did put a deposit. No joke. Put a
Yeah.
deposit down on Starlink, and I feel like Elon, he needs to get back on Starlink.
Could let you down, man.
Tweet him.
Let's get
Get
this
it.
going. Elon, let me down.
Mhm.
No, so he's the
Yeah.
majority shareholder
Yep.
in Twitter stock
Yep.
and in the company.
Mhm.
And a lot of people are wondering if that's going to change like how how Twitter is run
Mhm.
and stuff like that. And it got me thinking about social media in general.
Yeah.
You know?
No, yeah, because I know that Saturday he was supposed to be he was supposed to take his board seat, but he declined it. He declined his
Saw
board seat
that,
because
yeah.
he wants to
That's
be.
big
He wants
news,
to have.
right?
He wants to have more. Because he said if I get in that board seat, it's going to be 12-1, and I'm not going to be able to make any changes. He goes, but if I do it, I can do it. I can do it the chaos style, where I can
Hostile.
change it the way I
Hostile
want to do
takeover?
it. Yeah, his hostile takeover, and I respect him, man, because like I said, I know what he's trying to do. Because I know that there's. They ban people for saying certain things like that. From what I gather, I think the gal that was second place in the swimming,
Right.
she got second to the
Yeah.
to the other gal that got
To the
first
guy?
place.
To Leah.
To the guy that won.
Yeah. Exactly. So she got banned for speaking out, for complaining. For she got on Twitter, she complained and she got banned. And then I'm not a Trump guy, I'm not whatever, but Trump got banned from there for saying, because they say he on January 6th he calls the raid of the White House
Incited the riot. Yeah.
So he got banned. So I think Elon is just trying to make it an even playing field for everybody to be able to say what the hell they want to say, man. And I think I respect him, man. He's a good guy, man. Like I think he's a brilliant businessman. And I was I went on a deep dive. I did the rabbit hole, like you were saying.
Oh,
Trent.
yeah.
I went the rabbit hole and I was doing the Neuralink. We and Jennifer
Oh,
did the Neuralink deep dive, dude.
How crazy is that? You
Dude,
know what we're
I'm
talking about,
in.
Johnny?
Neuralink.
Neuralink.
Dude, I'm in. I'm all in, man. If it comes to the day where I'm losing my memory and I'm losing my legs, I'm in, man. Put that chip in me.
So they're testing putting chips in the brains of, is it pig? It's pigs,
It's a
right?
pig, yeah. So they did a pig, and then
No, wait a
The
second.
biggest big-
Elon has something to do with this, or is this?
Oh, yeah.
His
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
Neuralink. This is his thing. So
Why you think your internet's not ready yet?
I know. I feel like, come on. All
messing
I'm
with-
trying to do is get on the
Hey,
web.
he's messing with that pig and forgot about
I know.
your internet, dude. He's fucking with that pig. But yeah. So they have a thing where they put the chip in the newest thing that they happened. The biggest breakthrough was they put it in a monkey, and now he can do through his brain. He can play Pong through his brain. He can. It's like he's playing the game without his hands or anything. It's just playing on the screen, and he can do it through his mind. And they're doing that for people who are paralyzed. They can, because it hits the neurons in the body and get the limbs going.
Blind too.
Yeah, and the blind. Eventually they can sink that chip deeper into your brain, so you can bring your vision back. It'll help with depression.
I read a story. I read a story where they were like, it'll help you recall memories.
Yes, memories. Yep, it'll bring memories,
which would
back,
help
dude.
with dementia, Alzheimer's,
Yep.
stuff like that. You're talking about game changing, life changing technology that sounds science fiction now. In 50 years, people are gonna be like, you remember when people thought that couldn't happen?
Yeah, no, because there was a doctor that was speaking before him, and the doctor said he was doing 20 years of work on somebody, and then here comes Elon Musk with his thing, and he's blowing it away in minutes, man. He's come with this technology in less than it's getting to the point where he's FDA approved or whatever. What is it the right way? I don't know what the right way is. He's being approved, by science. Like it's okay.
Johnny's
Are you blown away?
No, I'm really blown away.
Johnny just wants to surf the web.
Hey, look, I financed $150 worth of pig research, and all I want is
money's
my
worth.
Starlink internet, man.
Oh, money's worth, man.
I'm financing I'm paying for a monkey playing Pong right now.
Hey,
You just want to
okay.
Google. You just want to Google, dude. We
Yeah.
talked about rabbit holes.
Yeah.
He can't go down a rabbit hole right now.
no, you can't go down them.
I'm out there in the sticks going off of a phone hotspot and getting AT&T tells me I'm exceeding my
Your data limit.
data limit.
You're out.
I'm out, man.
You're out.
Oh,
No.
dude, you talking about that dude has. It feels like everything he touches, and I'm not trying to be a fanboy or anything, but it feels like everything he touches, turns to gold. And we were talking about the social media thing, and I think that's why a lot of not trying to say left or right, but a lot of like the left leaning people are going, we don't want him in charge because he's going to change. When he became the majority shareholder, Twitter stock boosted.
Yep.
When they found out that he was not going to be on the board, what happened?
Dipped 8%. It dipped. Yep. Because
well, he's at a position now, and I think he probably, just like you said, when he became the majority holder, the stock did what? Everybody follows him now.
Yeah.
Yep.
He can make money just by buying something, let it go up, and then he could step out if he wanted to.
Hey, full circle. How many people watched SNL when he was on SNL, waiting to see what was going to happen with Doge?
Yeah, he was awesome, dude. He was awesome. And then didn't it dip when he went on there? Because did it dip or did it go up? Or I can't remember what it did.
So it did go down.
Yeah.
It did go down. But it didn't go down as fast as people thought that it would, because there was some controversy as to whether or not he was saying it was a good thing or a bad thing.
Right.
So what about his the infamous, a year ago or so now, the Tesla truck launch?
Cybertruck, yeah.
Cybertruck, where the window broke and it was an awkward deal with him. Was that all planned?
Oh, man,
because people think it was a brilliant plan by him because everybody shared it and talked about it.
I wouldn't put it past him.
My only thing is I'm glad he moved to Texas. He came to Texas, man.
He did.
So he brought everything
He's
to
in
Texas,
Austin
man.
now.
Yeah.
I think he has isn't his star base or something? It's down in the valley. Way down in the valley.
Something like that.
There's a city. He's starting a city called Starbase.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
If I'm correct.
Something like that. Yeah, I don't know.
I just like one of the first things he said on Twitter. He's like, we should take the Twitter's headquarters and turn it into a homeless shelter because nobody's there. They all work from home. Everybody that works at Twitter works from home. So you got this huge, massive building. Nobody's in. He goes, turn it into a homeless shelter, man. I mean, it's a waste of space, man. You're not doing anything with it.
I think he's trolling people, but he also said he wanted to drop the W from Twitter.
You made that up?
I did not make that up. I did not make that up, dude.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Starbase.
Yeah. Brownsville.
SpaceX South
Brownsville,
Texas
Texas.
launch site.
Yeah.
Brownsville. That's very South Texas.
Oh, dude, that's cool. I mean,
Because there's something about there's a reason why Cape Canaveral is in Florida. It's along that same latitude.
Yeah.
Latitude.
Yeah.
Some of his satellite launches, though, you'll see it's actually pretty cool to watch. You'll see several rockets launch at once, and he's putting satellites up there.
I forget how many, but here we go talking about Starlink again. that one rocket puts many satellites at one time. That when it goes up, but man, I'm still waiting.
They had some kind of failure that where he lost like 40
Yeah.
something satellites
Yeah,
or something like that.
because that's how many are on one
14
launch.
or something. I don't know.
No, it
something
was.
40.
It was upwards
Yeah.
of a lot. One of those launches went bad.
Yeah.
So that was, you know.
That's going to delay your internet a little bit further.
Hey, State Farm, is this? Yeah, I'd like to file a claim. You know that rocket you guys insured last week?
Yeah, it fell over.
Yeah.
Right on.
But SpaceX, man, he's they've been testing the what is it? I think it's just called Starship, the giant Mars rocket, the rocket that's supposed to go to Mars. You know, I read this other thing.
Are we going?
I'll go check
No,
it
I mean,
out.
as
I'll
a
go check it
people,
out.
as a people, is it happening?
Yeah, it'll happen.
I think it will.
It will.
I think it will.
It's going to happen. But it's a massive rocket. It's the largest. I think the largest rocket that's been developed with the what do they call it? The EM.
He hooked up with Dr.
engines
Evil.
or something like that.
Dude hooked up with Dr. Evil on that rocket though.
So the question is, if it was going, and it was going with a lot of supplies, one-way trip, would you go?
One-way trip?
One way.
Oh, I mean,
To
right?
be-
Do I have to choose right now, or can I say
no,
eventually?
I'm just saying to be the first guy there, to be a first settler, but you're not coming back. You're going to establish a colony. You're going with supplies. You're going with, you know, with what you need. You're going to be, it's Jamestown, you know, so would you go? Would you be a part of that?
You're not getting anything out of it. It would be
I'm
your,
saying no.
your
I'm not
kids or
going.
Your grandkids. I don't think I would go. I don't think I would
I'm
go.
not. Can't
But
do
I
it,
think
man.
there's people that would,
Oh yeah.
right?
I mean, you should see the guys that work for him, the guys that work at that Neuralink. Back to that Neuralink thing, the folks that work with him, these guys would put the chip in them so they could play video games because the main question they had is like, if they put that chip in there, can they play a video game through their mind and stuff in their head? And they're all in, man. So the people who work with him and the people who are on that scale of thinking, I think they would take 2 seconds, they'd take off, man. They'd leave, especially that the way they think. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, I respect it. I mean, you got to have explorers, man. You got people that have to break ground and do it first.
He's doing so many things. He really is.
That Falcon 9 rocket. I mean, if you haven't seen it, there's videos of it, failing while they're figuring it out or whatever. And that first one where, if you know anything about it, it's the rocket that detaches that used to just fall into the ocean and they would clean it up. But it detaches now, and through AI, it literally lands itself on a landing pad, and they can reuse it.
You know,
That's a game changer.
Yep.
We talk about how brilliant this guy must be. You know, obviously he has to be, but no one guy knows how to do all of these things. So one of the things that he's probably the best at, even better than being brilliant, is a team builder, right?
Oh man,
He just to build a team and to give them the money, the funding they need to get creative in that corner. And
that's putting the right people in the right place at the right time.
And you know what I like what he said? He goes, I let people be creative. I don't put parameters on them and tell them, hey, you got to do that. I'm going to give you this job title. You do it this way. He goes, you be free to think how you want to, because the more you're free to think, the more creative you'll be. I find him fascinating, dude, because he just lets people do their thing. Like, you got a talent? Okay, run with that talent and show me what you can do with that talent. And you bring that talent to the table. He doesn't he doesn't make them, well, you're only going to do this. No, let me see what you can do. He just lets them go wild. Because he's like, when he was doing that that thing I was watching on Neuralink, that video I was watching, he's like, dude, send me your resume. If you're, I don't care if you've never worked on a brain or anything, just send me if you're a technical guy, send me because I want to know who you are. I want to meet you and I want to talk to you face to face and know who you are. Like, he does it a whole different way, man. He's not a professional like on that thing he was doing. It was just he was a regular guy because he was saying the words like and he was very nervous. He was an awkward guy, and that's cool to see, man.
he says he has Asperger's.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, you know, social awkwardness.
Yeah. He's awesome though, man. I find that impressive, man.
I think there's a lot to be said about somebody like that is a self-starter that sort of goes against the grain, and we're not talking about going against the grain in some, middle state in the country. We're talking about in California, and he's like, I'm doing this. And how much does it say, without sounding too political, how much does it say that he left California and is the guy that has built the most prolific electric vehicles that exist.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That says a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. California's they're in trouble.
It's gone, dude.
Yeah.
It's gone.
They're in
It's scary.
trouble.
It's a scary time for them, and I hate that for California because California is a beautiful, beautiful state, man. And it's always sunny in California, man.
Now the
It's a shame.
climate, everything.
Yeah,
Just
beautiful.
but it
Perfect.
is. People are fleeing California.
Big time.
Mhm.
What else you guys got?
Dude, let's jump into your boy, man. Your favorite comedian. Let's jump into him.
Man, okay, this is we're talking about Louis C.K. Louis C.K. is, in my opinion, one of the best write and speak comedians. The things that he says are crass, but crass in a way that's not simply designed to get laughs. It's crass in a way that sort of develops the story. And I will defend his comedy. I can't, obviously I can't defend what he got canceled for.
Right.
What he gets canceled for is, sort of his own kink and his own, thing or whatever. But your boy came back and he just won the comedy album Grammy.
No, he does have. Let's see where to begin. So, Grammy. Not sure about that. I think him getting the Grammy for best comedy work, that's comedy in itself. 'Cause I think
so,
wait,
really?
he's terrible. Hold on, and I broke it. I did the research. Went home and I broke down his special there.
Yeah.
I didn't find, and I wasn't trying to be biased. I wasn't trying to be a naysayer. I wasn't trying to be like, I don't just like it. No. I went in there with an open mind to sit down and listen to him, and I didn't find anything appealing. He was the punchlines were loud and didn't need to be loud. The punchlines were loud and they weren't funny. Second, I think the comedy was a little outdated. It was comedy from maybe 10 years ago. I mean, you had jokes from the Marathon Bomber, you had jokes from 9/11, it was just, I don't know, it was very hacky and very, I didn't get where the funny was at, dude. I didn't find him funny.
Which specials did you watch?
The newest one, the one that he won the Grammy for.
I did my
And
homework.
it was shit. I thought it was crap. It wasn't clever because I feel like he was like, okay, I got canceled. I'm going to come back and I'm going to say the most shocking thing you can say. And
Okay.
nothing was shocking. Hey, wait, hold on. Nothing was shocking. And on top of all that, the class that he was in that he won the Grammy for, oh my God, to break those people down. Another one, Lewis Black, trash. Kevin Hart, he's a skid mark of Martin Lawrence, of Eddie Murphy. He's just a skid. He's just an afterthought. He's trash. I think Chelsea Handler, the worst comedian in the biz. I think she's shit, dude. I think she's terrible. I never find her show funny. I mean, she was canceled. She came back because she said the right things. And I said, there's people that were. One of my favorite comedians now that has been canceled and came back, it's beyond him. But I don't know why he's not on the map. I don't know why he's not on the map. But for me, I broke down his whole show. It was just not funny. I didn't find anything appealing about it. There was he had the hacky jokes about let's see. Well, I'll stop there and then I'll let you go.
Okay,
I'll
all right.
stop there because I got
let me-
more.
let me-
I got
let
more.
me-
Go ahead, Johnny.
Let me say this. I did my homework. I was not familiar at all with his comedy. So Keith and I had this discussion and he said, hey, check this out. Check this guy out. Showed me where to go. So I did my homework. I listened. I attempted to listen. And I picked up on what, Keith brought up the point about the old, little outdated. I didn't pick up on outdated. I just think he tried to pick everything that was just an attempt at shock comedy. Let me tell a joke about 9/11, the Holocaust, the different things, and I couldn't get through all of it. It was, I don't know, it didn't seem like something I wanted to laugh at, maybe.
Yeah.
So that's why for me, I didn't get through it. He was a comic, not unlike others. He had jokes. He had his material. He crafted his punchlines. But the subject matter to me, it was like, I'm gonna be shocking, and I'm gonna make my mark because I'm gonna talk about things that are just so shocking. That's what I got from it. And I felt I don't feel right laughing at some of his material. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
All right. Now, several things. First of all, in any typical situation, this is where I would come back and talk about how you guys just don't get comedy.
Oh no, because we're too lowbrow.
Don't understand
we're dumbasses.
comedy.
I got it. We're stupid.
Hey,
got it.
You really don't know what to laugh at, and stuff like.
Yeah, I don't know what to laugh at when it's him. He's fucking terrible because there's nothing to laugh at, and the people who are in that crowd don't know what the hell they're laughing. They must be insane.
All right, so this is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna take it back, and we're gonna work our way up. Before I do that, in full transparency, I have not seen his Grammy album yet. I have not seen his newest stand up.
Don't waste your hour. Save your hour.
I put it in my cart on his website. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna watch it literally tonight. Probably tomorrow. I'll get to finish it. But I've seen everything that he's put up to this point. The album that he put out. Well, let me take it back further than that. Louis C.K. He was a writer on SNL early on. And a lot of the things that we thought were funny on SNL, he wrote. And when he got sort of when he moved on from SNL, it was him wanting to do things that he thought were funny that were taboo, or things that you wouldn't be able to talk about on mainstream or whatever. Mm-hmm. Now, in any other scenario, this is where I would say you guys don't understand it. What I will say is I hear you. And I agree that his style of humor is not for everybody. Okay. I will agree it's not for everybody. That being said, there's something about the way he sets up stories. He's an observational comic, and there's something about the way he sets up stories that crescendos to some ridiculous thing that he says about the story that he's talking about. And I think that that's funny. I think the way he crescendos stories is funny. Is it for everybody? No, it's actually probably not for most people. So I'm just as surprised as a lot of other people that he won this thing. Yeah. The main thing that I got from this topic, the fact that he won this Grammy for a comedy album, is you're talking about somebody that was shunned from every club in the United States. He was shunned from every theater.
Should have been
in the United States.
I want to shun him now.
And he went and he went overseas, and he did an overseas tour. And he's gotten to the point now where he's like, I'm going to record these specials. I'm going to put them on my website, and you can buy them and watch them, or you cannot.
So
can we leave him overseas? I'd like for him to stay overseas.
Let me be this guy. Let me be this guy, because I think a lot of people maybe listening are probably just like me. What did he do? I don't know. Never heard of the guy. So what did he get canceled for?
You want to hand that one?
Oh yeah, okay. We'll give the G-rated version. He's the kind of guy that likes to watch, and he.
You ever bop your baloney?
And he
while in a fern,
he would ask other people if he could watch and then take care of himself.
That was his thing.
Yeah. And then some people came out later and was like, I felt uncomfortable about the whole thing or whatever, and that sort of snowballed into, oh well, how sick is this guy? And he got canceled for that.
Now on the other hand, like I said,
the other hand,
I know he had two. He was using it in both hands. But with him, his comedy's terrible, whatever. But the thing about what he was accused of or whatever. If you're a grown woman or a grown person, whatever, you're in that room with him, that's your choice. Just like there's other folks that happen like that, Weinstein and stuff. Like, hey, you want to get that role? You got to do what you got to do to get that role. And that's on you. You can't come back 10 years later and say, hey, man, he did this to me. Well, that was your choice to go in that room or to go in there with him. So on the part of what
he's a terrible person.
No, on the part of what
Weinstein doesn't change he's a terrible person for doing that. But
he was a shit.
So his weird hangups came out. basically,
Yeah,
right?
he got canceled.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just that time. It was a Me Too time.
His keeks
it
came
was-
out. He
yeah.
was a victim of the Me Too movement.
Yeah.
I mean, that was literally right at the
Yeah.
height of the Me Too movement or whatever. And like all his keeks came out, and like people, protested against those or whatever, and he got canceled for it.
Yeah.
But-
I mean, no, like I said, I'm not just I can't. I'm not because like I said, I wanted to watch it to not be just like that guy sucks. No, I broke it down. I broke every scene down. I think there was 15 segments in the hour special. There's 15 parts. They averaged 3 to 4 minutes a segment. And I watched every one, and I went in there with an open mind. I went in there, sat down, wanted to check it out, wanted to watch it because I love comedy, dude. Comedy is my thing. I love comedy, man. So I went in there to check it out, watch him, and like I said, there was nothing there. They had substance. That was interesting. That was funny. But you also got to remember getting that Grammy.
I didn't even find it entertaining.
Not at all, because it was just like he was just talking, and it was just like I said, it was that thing where it was just like we're stacking shit on top of shit to try to be. Isn't this turd even more shocking than the other turd I just laid on here? No, it's not. It's just okay, cool. You're throwing turds on the floor, interesting. But my other thing was, he won the Grammy. Okay, that's like saying, okay, well, pick your poison. Do you want to be shot in the face with Chelsea Handler? Do you want to get poison in the veins from Kevin Hart? It's just there was a crappy who he was going against. So yeah, I mean that's fair. He got it. There was not much to choose from there. It's not much to choose from there. Like I said, because I find, America likes the louder you are, the more entertaining you are, and I feel like that's how he is. The louder he is.
But that's the
It's-
thing.
he's
America
not-
doesn't really like him. Like
I was looking
that-
at.
Well, then
that's-
I'm a part of that.
Hold on. But that's what was so shocking about the fact that he won the Grammy was like he's really not that popular of a comic.
But compared to those other ones, he is, because like I said, Chelsea Handler, golly, that class that he was in with,
Yeah.
they are way below him. Like I said, they are terrible.
I do like some Kevin Hart stuff. Not all of it, but I do like some Kevin
Like I
Hart
said,
stuff.
Kevin Hart's good in movies because I think those things are written for him, and I think
Sure.
that character in Jumanji or whatever, all those movies he's in,
Yeah.
those characters are created for him, so he's entertaining in those lines. And I'm not gonna sit here and bash him. An actor, a performer, he's fantastic, but I just think his comedy is just an afterthought. I think
it's
he's
a great time for what you just said happened to happen. You said he's not that famous. Well, that kind of goes along with the woke times right now. Those are successful or hated, and so let's pick this other guy because he's edgy and he's groundbreaking. So that happens a lot right now. Success is kind of looked down upon right now in a way.
No, I respect the way we do things here. I wanted to break it down and check it out. I sat down and watched it. Like I said,
That's
I
fair.
went
That's
went
fair.
down with open mind. Like
I'll
I said,
take it.
I
That's
respect
fair.
the process, man, because like I said, I wanted to see it because I've never watched anything with him. I never watched a TV show because I know he's in Parks and Rec or something like that. I never.
He has his own, he had his own show too, Louis.
So I never took the time to watch him because I never found him appealing. I never liked him, and I guess what it was when you're watching a comedy show, you're expecting the whole show to get wrapped up in a nut where they bring it all back around and wrap it up, and it's like, oh shit, he brought it all back around and it came back to a funny spot and it's done and it's complete. And with him, it just wasn't there. It's just like, okay, where's the funny? Okay, I'm waiting on the funny to come. I'm waiting on the funny to come, and it never came. And like I said, for the most part, it was just stuff where it's just like, yeah, okay, I can see that joke. I saw that joke coming a mile away. It was just kind of hacky.
Yeah.
It was just shit. It wasn't good. It's like I said, I wanted to like it because I wanted to see if there was just like when the movie you told me to watch. I watched that movie. Out of 3 hours, there was 20 minutes of fun, and I'll admit there was 20 minutes of funny.
What movie?
Or I don't want to give it praise. I'll give it 20 minutes of entertainment. But with him, I try to give him Inglourious Bastards. I gave it. It had 20 minutes of entertainment. Other than that, it was a shit movie. But with him, I was trying to see where the funny was at. I was willing to give him if he had funny of like, oh man, these two bits were hilarious, man.
He didn't have any bits in that special that were funny.
For me, zero. Nothing, because nothing was clever. There was nothing clever. Comedians are clever as shit, man.
Let me just say that
nothing clever.
The Jew Bear was good in the Inglourious Bastards.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
20 minutes, and that was it.
That was good.
That was good. That character.
That was good. I'm gonna watch the.
yeah.
Okay.
No, good, yeah.
I'm well versed in all of his older stuff. I thought that show I thought was hilarious. Okay, let me take it back. His show was not hilarious. His show was.
Keith, I think you converted him. He doesn't even like him anymore now.
No. I do, and I can tell you this.
That's your guy. No,
I can tell you this. There are 100% multiple people that will listen to this podcast that will like Louis C.K.
That's fine.
I know that for an absolute fact.
Good.
But that being said, there are. His show I thought was funny. I'm not going to say it was hilarious because it was a dark comedy. It was designed to be a dark comedy. It was supposed to be like drama with some dark comedic, and I mean very dark. There's one episode where this chick is pregnant, and she starts having like these abdominal pains or whatever, and they get worse and worse through the episode, and it's like this like super serious, like what's gonna happen, like all this kind of stuff, and then the episode ends basically with her passing gas.
Hey,
And
guys,
it's like, oh, it's like that's
let me throw this out there. I want to see a comments battle here.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
I want to see who's right
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Is Keith right or is Trent right? I want to get some feedback from anybody out there listening.
No.
Comment below. Do you like
yeah.
Louis C.K.? Do you not like Louis C.K.? And why?
There's shots fired right here. You know,
No, and
Keith came out with a big chief tablet, a list of things he didn't like about the guy. So.
No, and like I said, because when I do something, if you ask me, hey man, give me your honest opinion on this guy. Okay, I'm not gonna be. I'm not just gonna be like, well, I heard they said he did this. Well, I heard he said this. No. I'm gonna take time out of my day and deep dive on this guy and see where he's at. And like I said, I wish I could get my hour back. Like the saying goes, the funny saying goes, give me an hour back. No, but it's not even that. It's just I wanted to see who he was. I didn't find him I didn't find him funny, dude. I didn't find him funny at all. I mean, I love dark humor. I love dark humor, dude. I like what's the guy? God damn it, what's his name? I can't remember his name right now. Stephen Wright. I mean, that guy's dark, and slow comedy, and it's weird as shit.
I forgot about him.
But that shit, I know dark humor, and I dig it, man. Like I said, but I felt like he was just trying to. It was just like you said, it was just shock value, and trying to go over the top because hey, you cancel me, I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna try to shock the shit out of you, and it didn't do nothing to me. It didn't do nothing for me. It was just like this guy's just going off old ass jokes that I heard comedians say 2-3 years ago, but like I said, the bomber and all that shit. Like I said, okay, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah,
it's just not.
And that's why I started this whole thing, and I'm trying to be as clear and honest as possible. That's why I said this whole thing before I started the whole thing is I get it. I get that he's not for everybody. Unlike why I don't understand you don't like It's Always Sunny, but I'm just saying I get why some people don't like Louis C.K.
Hey, one fight's enough. Don't pick another fight.
No, yeah. We already hashed that one out. We already hashed that one out. Yeah.
No. It's no bad, no ill will or anything. It's just for me. I guess I just don't get it, and like I said, I'm open to any kind of comedy because I'm not a prude. I'm not like, oh well, I don't, I like my Christian comedy. I like Jeff Dunham with the puppets and shit. Nah, fuck all that. I don't like the puppets.
Right.
Like I like my shit dark and dirty.
I don't like that either, by the way.
I like it dark and dirty, but he's not dark and dirty. He was like PG dark and dirty. He was like, he was. I can't. I just didn't get anything out of it, man.
I do think a ventriloquist is pretty talented, though. I can't talk. I have to move my mouth.
Well,
I'm moving my mouth.
Drink that
my
water.
Mouth's moving.
Drink that water.
I don't think that. Anyway, we're gonna leave that.
All right. I'm just saying, do it.
Let me ask you this.
Hey, finish out with your mouth closed.
So we're gonna say if.
Hey, the whiskers covered it up, so it works. The whiskers covered it up.
He's talking. His mouth's moving.
Okay. All right. So the whole thing with Louis C.K. is whether you like his comedy or not. Okay, we'll set that aside for a second.
Yeah.
Comment below. Do you like Louis C.K.? If the whole what comic we'll even branch it out to actors, comic or actor got canceled and came back. What's your favorite one? Because there's been a lot over the last, I'd say, 10 years? Over the last 10 years, dude, there's so many people that have been canceled and are starting to make a comeback or have already made a comeback. Louis C.K. is one of, whether you like his comedy or not, the fact that he stuck his nose to the ground and like kept going.
Richard Gere got canceled for that gerbil, didn't he?
Speaking about comics, like we're talking about comics that have been canceled that have found a way to sort of come back, right? and one that comes to mind for me. Well, I've got two that come to mind. One is one that I listen to religiously, and Keith, this is probably the only comic that you and I will agree on.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Chris D'Elia.
Yep.
I think he's an observational comic again, but he's so funny with it's kind of like, I hate to say childish humor, but it's like kiddie humor or whatever. Like it's just like he's ridiculous, and the fact that he tells stories being ridiculous is super funny.
The cool part about him is that he's created his own lingo, his own language.
Oh yeah,
with his listeners, and when the day comes when he does make that log cabin in the high grass, I'm going to that cult, dude. I'm going to be involved in that cult. He should have been a cult leader, because that guy is a hell of a comedian, and he was canceled right before the COVID shutdown. He was canceled
and shouldn't have been,
and he was accused of some wrongdoings in the Me Too era, and the guy went away, came back, got his act together. And man, that guy is bigger than ever, and then he's touring again, and I think within another year or so, he's gonna be up he's gonna be in that conversation where he should be getting some kind of awards, man, because that guy's I think for me, he's one of the talented comedians, on the rise, man. And like I said, I listen to every podcast he's on. He's got 2 or 3 new ones now, and I think he's a hero. He's a hero, not a hero, but he's just I look up to him because I think what he does on the podcast and on the mic, man, he kills it, man. And he does a podcast by himself. He does it by himself. He doesn't have anybody with him. It's just him alone, ripping on the mic, man, and just killing it, man.
He's so funny. And shout out to Congratulations podcast. Congratulations.
Check that out, man.
Check it out. It's super funny.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have guests on. It's literally just him and a camera and a microphone, and he talks about his life, and he's very open about about everything, and I think it's really funny. Another one that got canceled, and I don't think he really ever went away. He kind of canceled himself for a little bit, and then he just kind of came back and was like, "This is me. If you like me, you don't." A lot of people say he's the GOAT, but Dave Chappelle, he kind of stepped away for a bit and was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And we talked in together or whatever before about how he was not getting the credit that he deserved for the Chappelle show, and he walked away from it. People were like, "Why would you walk away from that?" And he had his own reasons,
$50 million, man. Walk away from $50 million.
Still kind of turned around,
but he's a phenomenal comedian, man.
He's done. I remember reading something or seeing something on him. He did a stand-up somewhere where he went on stage and stayed for 6 or 8 hours. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact length, but he was up there forever. And if you watch some of his stand-up stuff, especially long-form stuff, a lot of it is, jokes, but then he'll have, a 15, 20-minute story that he'll just talk to the audience. He'll just talk to whoever's listening and share, whatever story. But dude, just a hilarious guy.
Yeah.
The things that he says are so funny.
Sometimes you get canceled, you may get back. Mike Tyson, Robin Givens, the rape.
He was
remember?
Oh yeah,
remember
he was the early Me Too.
He was a monster. This monster Mike Tyson. He raped Robin Givens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so all of that happened, transpired, and Mike Tyson was this villain. And now look, no one talks about Robin Givens.
Never again.
And Mike Tyson is the beloved
podcaster,
ex-champion boxer.
Does he have a podcast now?
Yeah, he's a beloved guy now. Everyone wants to meet Mike Tyson.
He's all into CBD and weed and stuff now. He has his own little CBD chewables, his little ears.
He raises doves.
Yeah,
he raises
doves.
He loves birds.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
he came back around, man. He's a civil guy, man. Did you see that thing where somebody came at him with a gun at a comedy show?
Yes, and he
told him about that.
Had like ice water in his veins. The guy pulled a gun, and everybody scatters, and
he didn't care.
Tyson just looks at the guy and has a conversation with him. He puts the
down.
gun up and leaves.
Yeah. That's
Tyson.
That's nuts, man.
Legend.
Yeah, that's a man. Yeah, man. Canceled like Weinstein. Dude, Matt Lauer, Matt Lauer was the craziest cancellation because he used to
yeah.
lock the door. He had a button in his room, in his office. He locked the door, man. He'd push it
What?
underneath his desk.
Yeah, dude.
Lock the door, man. He was
spy
like that backdoor action. That's what he liked. That's what he was. That was his thing. Matt Lauer, man, from the morning show.
But
Katie
Today
Couric,
Show?
Matt Lauer. Yeah,
I
man.
remember
That was his
hearing
thing.
something on him, but I didn't care enough to
Hey, you remember when
get to it.
what's his name? The NBA announcer. He always did yes during the NBA basketball.
I know what you're talking about.
Anyway, he was in the Me Too thing too. Well, not he was before pre-Me Too thing. He bit a prostitute on her back and stuff. He got in trouble for that. God.
Marv Albert.
Marv Albert. There you go. Marv Albert, dude. He bit a prostitute in the back. Took a chunk out of her back. Bit her.
Jeez, dude.
So, dude, these guys, there's demons everywhere, man. But it's all, it's all good, man.
Hey, how crazy is that, huh?
Yeah.
Like,
you don't know who people are, man. You don't know. Who
You
people are.
don't.
Hey, he's saying,
don't.
he's
Don't think that.
calling a basketball game one man, buying somebody else in the next man. Buying somebody in the next man.
But that's. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Dude,
crazy.
you said something about before we just a while ago. You were mentioning Richard Gere, man.
Well, that's the ultimate urban legend, right? The old. I've heard that. How many years has that been? That legend,
Forever,
of,
dude.
the legend of Richard Gere.
He's a handsome gentleman, man.
That he liked to
Handsome
go to the pet
gentleman.
store. The pet store.
That's a real true dime piece right there. But the thing with on that was just backlash because he left. Apparently, he left Scientology, and Scientology they're the kind of people they don't
like you
dirt
to
on you.
leave.
They keep dirt on you, and if you have any kind of dirt or
they came at him, huh?
yeah, they came at him because he left just like old girl from King of Queens.
I watched
Leah
her.
Remini. Leah Remini.
I watched her entire documentary
Yeah.
on that, and
Yeah.
that is quite scary.
That's
actually.
scary, huh?
Dude,
Yeah.
you buy in, you buy in. You
Yeah.
better be all the way in, man. And
That's the best way to put it. All the way in.
all,
You better be
all the way in, dude. With that gerbil.
Well, look,
You gotta make sure you gotta make sure he's declawed.
so
He's
Richard.
declawed. Hey, he's gotta be declawed.
That's tough, man. That's tough.
Tape his mouth up.
It's hard to picture.
Oh.
So Richard Gere,
Yeah.
he acted since then.
Oh, dude.
many
He's
times.
yeah, dude.
But
that's
the Lisa
great.
Remini,
Remini. Yeah, I
her
think Lisa-
career
or Leah
just
Remini. Leah
about
Remini.
just about over, right? She didn't do much after that.
She
Remini,
didn't,
yeah.
but I think she made a killing. I think she made a killing exposing the Scientology thing. Man. I think and she's man. She said when she was doing King of Queens, that
Hey,
she
she got ousted for it though, huh?
Oh, dude, when
Yeah.
she was
They came at her.
when she was doing King
Hey,
of Queens, she was weighing it,
She opened her blinds and looked out, and John Travolta and Tom Cruise were standing
pointing
in
at
the
her.
yard.
They were
Yeah.
pointing at her, man.
Hey, did anybody ever watch that show and think, how did Kevin James get her?
Yeah, that's bullshit. That was a bullshit ass show.
I thought that
No,
every
that's
episode.
bullshit. Yeah, that was bull.
Yeah.
But no, that Scientology ain't no joke.
Scientology. We could have a whole.
That could be a
we
whole
could have a little
nother-
episode.
that could
We
be a
need,
whole
we
nother
need to talk
podcast
about
about
that. We
that,
need to touch
Tune
that.
into episode 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Scientology.
and we need
man.
to let the listeners know
man.
if you have any Scientology
L. Ron Hubbard, man.
tidbits. Hit us with that.
Yeah.
L. Ron Hubbard, man. He was a hell of a fictional writer. Hell of a fictional writer.
So that's
Well, guys, I think we hit it, huh?
yeah.
Do it, man. That's it.
Keith, where can people
Made it.
find you on social media?
Talented Savage on Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Twitter.
Johnny?
MX429 Instagram.
Real Trent Graves for me. Angel, why don't you pop on and let everybody know where they can find you on social media?
Main one is Instagram, AV Angel Loser Kid, AVANGELOSERKID.
His profile picture is him with a big ass key. If you look for him on Instagram with a big ass key.
Yeah, man, we hit a lot of different things. If you're listening on any platform, we appreciate you guys listening. We want as many of you engaged with us as possible. If you're watching on YouTube, listening on YouTube, comment below. Let us know some of the things you want us to hit on, to talk on. We want your input. So even if it's one of the topics that we discussed today, canceled comics, whatever it is, throw us a line.
Yeah. Subscribe and like, man. Subscribe and like.
That's all we got, man. This is the 52 Podcast. We'll check you next time. Adios.
I was just in my office and I heard a ruckus.